Board games!
Saturday night we had a bit of a board game night with Morgan and Liz and Andrew and Lauren, a couple friends who we went to that wedding with a few weeks back who live pretty nearby. And we played Seven Wonders, which Morgan got for Liz and I as a Christmas present. And this is the first time we're actually playing with them, so that was great. I just showed them how the Leaders expansion works. Really realizing the more I'm playing Seven Wonders that you can pretty much guarantee a victory if you play the technology tree right. And if you're playing with other players that don't realize how powerful that is, then you know it's a very easy thing to discount. And I'm realizing now, like when I played Seven Wonders for the first couple times with people like Kelsey, Liz's brother, yeah, I hadn't understood that, and it's no wonder. It's such a powerful thing because you get, you know, the simple version for anyone not familiar with the game is you get one of each of these three things, and for every set of those three things you get that's 7 points. And then also if you can get the same thing, then you are squaring that number of the things you have. So you have 4 of this icon, so that's 4 squared, so that's 16 points. All you have to know is you can make a lot of money. You can get a lot of points that way. Seven Wonders, still a great game, just fun. It's cool to teach it to other people. To me, it's a better gateway game than something like Puerto Rico or Catan or Ticket to Ride or Carcassonne. I mean, now that I'm saying all those out loud, those are all different kinds of gateway games. But this is a really good one because there's always something you can be doing. Something like Catan, it can really suck for someone if you're introducing them to, you know, these kinds of games and they're just not getting roles where they're producing any resources or no one's trading with them. There's just nothing for them to do. Great thing about Seven Wonders, there's always something to do. So 5 stars, confidence of 5, fantastic. Lauren also introduced us to a couple just shorter, quick games. She's really good about finding games that are going to be like 10, 15 minutes long. So we played one called Infighting, which is a dice rolling game based on like a D&D kind of thing, where the premise of it I kind of love. It's kind of hilarious. You're a bunch of dwarves inside an inn, and there's like a bar fight going on, and each player just rolls a bunch of dice, and there's stuff going on with drinking ale, and you have characters like D&D style characters, and you can fight the person to the left of you, or you can get revenge on the person behind you, or you can drink ale to regain health, or you can do some crazy lightning bolt move like attack the player who's leading, kind of like Mario Kart. And you know, in premise, kind of an interesting game. There just wasn't a lot of strategy, I think. I mean, maybe the idea is that because it's supposed to be like a bar fight kind of thing, that it shouldn't require much brain power. So it's not, you know, a particularly cerebral game, and there's not a lot you can think about if it's not your turn. So in a situation like this where you're playing with 5 people, there's just enough time, you know, waiting for your turn to come back around for you to get a little bit bored. So, you know, not that fantastic of a game to me. I'm not sure if I'd go out of my way to play it again. I'd give it 2 stars with a confidence of 3. And the third game we played, I believe it's called Timeline. This is a really simple, elegant game, great for when you want to have something to do with your hands while you're talking to friends or something. Great little party game. All it is, big deck of inventions. All you're trying to do is figure out when the inventions happened, and it's all relative, so, you know, it feels like a bit of a Price is Right kind of thing at first. Like, you start with just one thing. This Eiffel Tower happened in 1889, I think. You put that down, and so next person puts down a card, and all you have to figure out is, did this thing happen before that or after that? And you have cards like, you know, the invention of fire, and so very easy to figure out something like that, or the invention of the microchip. And then, yeah, and then as the game goes on, as that timeline starts to fill up, it becomes more and more difficult to figure out when things happened. And so that's kind of interesting because you start to feel kind of dumb as the game goes on, but not in an annoying way. Like, it's kind of fun to be like, what do you mean that was invented in the 1500s instead of the 1700s, or vice versa. There's some things like, I wish I could remember some of the inventions we were looking at last night. Some things that you would think were like fairly recent that were actually from long ago, or vice versa. Things you would think were from long ago, but we're like, no, it was like that happened in the 1890s. So anyway, yeah, it's a really fun, simple game. I believe it's called Timeline. Check it out. I give it 4 stars with a confidence of 3.